Facebook marketing can seem hopeless sometimes. It's especially true with Facebook because their algorithm restricts organic reach. So anytime you post, there's a really high probability that your friends, your fans, your followers barely see anything that you're posting. But there must be a way to fix this, right? Well, there is. Hey everyone, I'm Patel, and today I'm going to share my 7 top secret strategies to getting more Facebook likes. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this video. And if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. That way when I go live, you'll get notified. The first tip I have for you, and this one may seem obvious, but most people don't do this, it's posting quality information over quantity. It used to be on Facebook where if you keep posting more and more information, eventually your followers, your fans, they'll like your content. Now, Facebook has adjusted their algorithm in which if you post content and your fans barely engage, the next time you post content, they'll show it to a lot less people. In other words, you need to post more quality information to bring up the number of fans that continually engage with your content. So that way, when you keep posting, more people are gonna see your content. Now, here's a few tricks. You already know if you're gonna post quality over quantity, just make sure it's amazing information. But when you go live on Facebook, they tend to show those videos more often than when you post a link to a website. So if you need to boost the overall engagement because you've posted a lot, you already have very little engagement, start doing live videos. It'll start bringing your page back to life. That way, when you share content from your website and you're driving them off Facebook, you'll still get a lot of engagement. Another type of content that you could post that does really well is memes. Anything that can create engagement. And when I mean engagement, I'm not talking about likes, I'm not talking about shares, I'm talking about comments. When you get more comments and engagement, your content is much more likely to go viral. When you go viral, you reach more people. When you do that with one of those memes, the next time, again, when you post an article that goes back to your website, Facebook will show it to more people, which will help you get more likes and more shares as well. The second thing that you need to do is keep looking at your Facebook insights. I don't know why people don't do this, but Facebook provides you analytics. It shows you the type of people that like your content, the time of the day you should be posting, the demographics. It shows you every little thing. It's been so helpful to me that now when I post on Facebook to get the most engagement, I pick certain regions, certain languages to post my content in versus just showcasing it to everyone. Because then when I segment out my audience into these different buckets that Facebook Insights shares with me, I'm now able to share the content and ensure that whoever I share it with, they're much more likely to engage, like, comment, and share. That way, I'm not burning my whole page. What I mean by this is if you have a segment that's not viewing your content, they're not engaging with it, they're not liking, they're not sharing it, and you keep posting your content to everyone, well, what Facebook's gonna do is like, oh, whoa, a portion of the people don't like the content that you're posting. So they're just not gonna show the content to them in the future. It's gonna affect the reach to everyone, including the people who do like your content on a regular basis. And one thing that you can do to really get the engagement up once you pick your segments is to go after top fans. Facebook will put a badge to show you who your top fans are, so you can do things to encourage people to become a top fan, such as giving them an ebook or a course or something that you wouldn't to other people unless they're a top fan. That'll encourage more people to engage, especially in the segments of your audience that aren't really that active. The third thing you want to do, engage with other brands and influencers within your niche. Listen to these influencers. Look at their pages. See what people are liking there. See what their audience eats up. See what their audience hates. That should give you some ideas. You also want to chime in on their page because that'll also help get people back to your page, which should get you more likes and shares as well. You also want to engage with the influencers on these pages because it creates a higher chance that they'll come to your page and engage as well. And in Facebook's algorithm, what we've seen is when popular people engage, like, comment, it actually creates a whole network effect where way more people see it versus someone who has very few followers or fans. Now, when you're networking with these influencers, you'll find that a lot of them may ignore you. They may not want to network with you. They may not want to post on your page, no matter what you do. So consider inviting them for an interview and post that interview on your page in live time, right? So when you do a live stream of an interview of you with another influencer, they're much more likely to share it on their page, which helps as well. And that's the easiest trick when you don't have a big following and you can't get these influencers to build a partnership with you and help and participate on your page as well. The next tip I have for you is optimize for timing. Timing is everything. You can't just post randomly. There's certain times where you're going to get more engagement than other times. For example, I've noticed when I start posting around 6, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I get way more engagement than when I post in the afternoon. This isn't just me coming up with this. This is all the data I've gathered through my Facebook Insights. You need to also test different times, not just optimize for when people are online, but also when there's the least amount of content that's being published in your space. So for example, with me, I typically post at least one video on a Saturday. Why, you're probably asking? Because during that Saturday, I found that my competitors barely post any content, even though there's not as many people online at Facebook at that time for my audience. What I found is because there's not a lot of content for my audience, they're more likely to show my content to a lot of people. Some of the best shared and liked videos that I produce tend to be on Saturdays. The next tip I have for you is engage with your audience with tools like Mobile Monkey. According to TechCrunch, 1.3 billion people use Messenger each month. Now, according to App Annie, the #1 most popular downloaded app of all time is Facebook. Can you guess what the second most popular app is? Facebook Messenger. My stats, 88% open rates and 56% click-through rates using Facebook Messenger through Mobile Monkey. Now, here's what I do that's interesting. Most people use Messenger to go and blast out and get people back to their site. I do that as well. But here's the kicker, and this is done so well for me. I'll use Facebook Messenger to push people to my fan page and get them to like a post or story that I just pushed out. What I found is that creates so much more engagement. It reignites all my fans, and that content starts going more viral to my fan base, right? All the existing people who's already liked my page and already shown interest in the past. A simple hack. You take the content that you just posted on your fan page and you send it out on Messenger. So I'll do that with my Saturday morning videos, and it just reignites it, and it says to Facebook, hey, Neil's fans really like this content. We should consider sending this out to everyone who liked Neil's page, even though they may have not engaged in the last 30, 60, or 90 days. The sixth tip I have for you, be consistent and focus on providing value to your users. Don't just post what you like, post what your audience likes. This goes back to the idea of testing. There's nothing wrong with posting something that fails. Sometimes you'll fail, and that's okay because that's a test. You'll learn that, hey, I shouldn't post this kind of content in the future. Just make sure you don't fail twice. So if you post something and people don't like it, don't keep posting the same thing over and over again. I've learned how to get the most engagement, not because, hey, someone's told me how to do it, or I'm smarter than anyone else, because I'm not. It's because I continually test and tweak and use the data that shows me what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing if I want the most likes. And last but not least, the last tip I have for you is encourage engagement. Now, what a lot of people do, and I used to do this, was just ask for a comment. But that doesn't work as well because Facebook knows that if you ask for a comment, you're trying to manipulate their algorithm, but more so you need to ask questions. Right? So when you ask someone, hey, leave a comment, Facebook knows what you're doing. And they don't want people to just leave yes or no's. They want people to leave detailed comments. So I'll ask questions like, hey, how has your Facebook reach on your fan page been over the last 12 months? Have you seen growth or have you seen a decline? That's an example of a question. Now I'm tailoring that into my video. It's relevant. That'll create more comments. And then when I get those comments, I engage back and I respond to each and every single one of them. When you do that, it'll encourage people to come back again and then leave another comment. The more comments you get, the more likely more people are going to see it, the more likes and shares that you're going to receive. And that's what I do. When someone leaves a comment, I encourage one by leaving one as well. And it's a simple trick that I did with my blog back in the day that I still do. I do it on my YouTube page. I do it on my Facebook page. I do it on Instagram. I do it everywhere. If people care to leave a comment, you should care to engage back. And that's what really makes you go viral. If you need help with your social media marketing, check out my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital. Thank you for watching. Make sure you share this video, like it, tell other people about it. Leave a comment if you have any other questions, and I'll help you answer them.